Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's the answer. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, tonight it's time to get back to House of the Dragon. This is, of course, Season 2. We are on Episode 6, and I just have a bad feeling where everything is going. It's just not working out for all parties involved here. I'm very nervous.
Yeah, this has been a heck of a season, especially the first time being with these guys watching this show. So I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to dive right back in.
This has been some of the finest writing I've ever seen. TV shows, movies, of course, they have great source material to go off of. But I'm not in disagreement with Mason Quinn. Things are looking a little rough, but I'm here for it and absolutely cannot wait.
All right, let's go!
Golden Tooth is honored to receive you, my Lord Lannister. I have 500 fighting men, armed and full of spirit.
I bring 1,000 knights of my own, 7 times as many archers and men-at-arms.
Oh,
and a lion.
The Riverland scum, the Red Fork, will have earned its name.
Oh, Red Fork.
I suppose you will make for Harrenhal at once.
I want you to send a raven to King's Landing. Tell my brother we are ready to march as soon as Prince Aemond is able to join us on Vhagar.
The prince makes his answer, my lord?
My men have had a long march. They are most eager to embrace the hospitality of your keep.
It almost looked like the horse took off on him. He wasn't trying to make it go. Well, just tell him what I said.
Is this the first time we've seen lions in this before?
I would have to think back, but I think it is.
He dares to summon me.
It's your guy.
Are the Lannisters so diminished that they cannot march from the Tooth to Harrenhal without an escort?
There is a large dragon in the Riverlands, Your Grace. My brother's army is strong, but it does seem to
I am the
surprise
Prince Regent, not a dog to be called to heel. Tell your brother that if he does not deliver his host to Harrenhal with haste, Daemon's dragon will become the least of his worries.
Your irritations are justified, Aemond, but it does
I
seem...
have a task for you as well, Sir Tyland.
Wow.
Cuts his mom right off. Wow.
Even if the blockade could be broken, are we to invite these alien raiders into our waters so close to King's Landing?
It's time you set out for Harrenhal, I think.
Your Grace, if Daemon prevails in the Riverlands, I no longer have the numbers to challenge him. We lost much at Rook's Rest, as you all know.
Take what strength we have and force Daemon and his Riverlords to fight on 2 fronts.
His Grace speaks wisely.
We would do better to await the Hightower host and set out in good time.
There is no time. It's a fortnight's march to Harrenhal. We'll strike before his army is raised.
And you yourself?
I will fly out to meet you when the time is ripe. My uncle is a challenge I welcome, if he dares face me.
Boy, Aemond really had this all completely figured out, didn't he?
He's been plotting for a minute.
Yeah.
I caution you, Aemond. Boldness is one thing, but
Remind
overconfidence...
me of your place on the small council.
Whoa.
Father's dead. Aegon is... You served the realm well, at a time of need. That need is ended. You are no longer obliged.
Oh, she got fired.
Whoa.
Obligation this council is needed for tempering voice.
More than enough of those, if you ask me.
You have the impetuousness of youth, and its arrogance, neither of which is to be desired in
I
a
release
king.
you of your seat.
Whoa.
Have the indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged?
He's still mad that they didn't take an eye from someone else.
Well, and that, and I think he's still mad at her.
You have the gratitude of the crown.
Oh, that's like future endeavors right there. The gratitude of the crown.
Best luck in your
It's like on the
future
bottom of the letter.
Could it be possible
to even consider such a thing?
I must protest, Your Grace, the risk involved in such a venture.
I am but a man. The dragons are gods. Your Grace honors me beyond what I deserve.
You understand your peril, Sir Stephen. I do not compel you to do this. It has never been attempted before.
This is going to be good.
Prepared to die.
I well understand the risk, and I accept it with gladness. I swore to ward my queen with all my strength and to give my blood for hers. That is my oath, Your Grace.
I mean, high risk, high reward. You get a dragon.
Boy, how can you not like this guy?
Oh, there's no way the first guy who tries it's getting it right.
You think they're going to do a montage of like guys trying and failing?
They start playing the
another one.
Well, they start playing the Rocky montage.
We saw the guy in the bar who said he was
Well, yeah.
Targaryen.
And there was some folks in the comments let us know that there was a few others as well.
They're going to start playing Hearts on Fire as all these guys are trying to get a dragon.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, boy.
Is that our king back?
The heir for a day.
Hey, look who's back!
It's nice. Love it.
My family was just destroyed. You should have been at my side. But instead, you chose to celebrate your own rise, laughing at me. Laughing with the whores and lickspittles.
Lickspittles?
You have no allies at court but me. I have only ever defended you. In everything I've given you, you've thrown back in my face. I've decided. Don't.
A lot of self-doubt there.
You are to return to Runestone and your lady wife at once. And you are to do so without quarrel, by order of your king.
No! Open the door! Open the door!
Maybe somebody's holding the door.
I was going to say, he's got to push. He keeps pulling. Oh, boy.
May I be of assistance, Your Grace? What are you playing at, old man?
I do wonder, Your Grace, if you're getting enough sleep. This old place is...
Are you mocking me?
Sit!
Or are you perhaps the culprit who has been tampering with my peace? A friend by day and a foe by night.
To what end?
To mine, perhaps.
Ooh.
Whatever your game is strong, I assure you, your king is on his guard.
Yes.
No,
Dude, it's just completely lost it.
Got ourselves a mad king.
Wait, is he the Mad King? Is that where that comes from?
I don't know.
I wonder. Well, did we just tie something together here?
I mean, there's a Mad King Titan, and it's Thanos, but... Oh.
You weren't going to bid me farewell?
There's something wrong with me. Someone poisoned me. Food, the wine. Or else it's this swamp air or...
The ghost of Harren the Black moaning his curses from Kingspire Tower?
Drivel!
Drivel.
Wake and I do not know where I've been.
There are older things in this world than you, or I, or a living memory. You are not the player, but a piece on the board.
Oh.
I'm not like you.
In some ways, no. You struggle to see there's an anger that blinds you.
She never even wanted it. The crown. She spared it no thought.
Well, that's perhaps why your brother gave the crown to her. Perhaps those who strive for it are the least suited to wear it.
Don't lecture me!
That's what Dumbledore said. Those who seek power are usually the least qualified to wield it.
Viserys never wanted it himself, if you recall. It came to him, and he did his best. It's not a prize to be won, but a burden to bear.
She's supposed to be Dumbledore?
Yeah, she just... Surprise!
If you have any counsel for dealing with the River Lords, I'd be glad of it.
Daemon Targaryen asking for help?
Counsel.
I said counsel.
House Tully is not the largest house in the Riverlands, nor is it the richest, but it is the most stable. Tully's wisdom has kept the river houses in line for centuries. They would kill each other to the last man if it were not for their liege lord.
Liege?
That dotard is of no use to us.
Without him, they will never raise their banners as one. Rivermen are made of mud. They would rather die stuck in it than yield 1 inch to one another.
Then I can do nothing.
You? No.
Oh.
I need help, Alice.
Do nothing now. In 3 days' time, the winds will shift.
Gosh, what a character she is. I'm waiting for some kind of reveal with her.
The montage begins, ladies and gentlemen. Dun,
give me another
dun,
one.
Dun, dun, dun.
He's like, what have I got myself into?
He's going to be fine. I believe in
I
this
hope
guy.
so. I mean, it's high risk, high reward, but man, you get a freaking dragon that's
High risk.
That's baller.
The risk is death.
It's the ultimate risk.
That's why it is high risk.
It's going to open its eyes.
Sing
You
again.
even know where it is?
I thought it was in front of him, just covered with like fog with its eyes closed, but maybe not.
Don't
draw your
Don't
weapon.
draw on it, right? Oh, hey there, fella.
It still has its harness saddle on it.
Hairi, Hairi, Lakiri.
God.
Oh, I don't know. Now I'm getting a bad feeling about this guy.
See smoke. Go ahead us.
Rebas! Do not show fear.
Yeah, easy for you to say.
Go ahead us. See smoke.
Oh, God, the tension here.
Oh, this guy, I don't know. I was feeling pretty good before, but I don't know now.
He's putting his...
he's giving him the saddle, so to speak.
Psych!
That's what I'm waiting for.
Mm-hmm. Can't you just...
Come on, walk in there like you own the place.
Yeah, walk confident, man.
Easy for us to say.
Yeah, we're not looking at
Just
it.
go for it, dude.
Just breathe. Look at those eyes. They're very trustworthy.
I've done it.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Nope. Oh. Oh, and they got one of the trainers. Well, not trainer, but...
Oh, wow.
Mother!
How many movies and TV shows have we seen where when they say it out loud
and it's done,
you know it's not going their way when they say it.
He never should have said that. Give me another one.
I'm pleased with our progress.
Bring in the next.
The ship will sail in a few days' time.
They went too far down the line. Grandmother's grandmother.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was younger than you when I took my first command. You distinguished yourself in the Stepstones, and you have the respect of the crew. You are a fine choice for this post.
Is this an order or a request?
Both.
Oh, we're gonna meet up with our guy again here?
There he is.
There he is. There's the next dragon rider.
Feasting and merriment for the new Prince Regent.
And him always acting so correct.
I'll tell you, he's no penny pincher. They were well paid and well fed.
Spreading rumors.
What fish with more fish on the side?
Brats of lamb, my love. Mince pies, honey cakes, beef and gravy.
Wait, is that our guy from before?
I thought it was.
No.
Apologies, my good man. I should not have spoken so free. The royals would never countenance me speaking about their bounty, even if it's true.
King Viserys loved his feasts and his wine, but never while us small folk went without.
But he's gone now.
That's Aemon's first, right? Is that who that is? The woman?
I think maybe.
No use wondering what might have been.
Wondering what might have been.
I myself, if you recall, was in favour of treating with Lord Mutton to march on Rook's Rest, a more conventional approach. True, not as sensational. His numbers were few, but we may yet retake...
Oh,
shut up.
It is my fault, I think, that you have forgotten to fear me.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, well, if you think about it, the last couple of meetings, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. When they talk over her, they talk They don't talk to her.
Yeah. She gonna pull a Rambo montage here, making a sword? You know what you are. You know what you need to do.
Could be.
Surely it was not the only possibility. Might there not be others among the highborn of the Seven Kingdoms?
And who will be so foolish as to try, after hearing what befell Sir Stefan?
I'll do it.
Somebody looking for glory.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll do it. If I can ride a dragon, I'll do it.
Somebody that doesn't want to starve.
That's true, too.
The small folk of King's Landing are listening. They were ready enough to hear. The usurpers have abandoned them. They are hungry, and they need someone to blame.
Mm-hmm.
Will it be enough?
We have laid the kindling only. Tonight we will light it, and watch it begin to flare.
When it does, Aemond will put it down with force.
That will make it rise the hotter. He cannot destroy his own city.
Neither can they overthrow him.
Maybe not, but it is harder to wage war abroad when you must also keep peace at home.
Then let us see to our plan.
If I may, Your Grace, this becomes you.
Boy, she's really been in her ear, hasn't she?
Mm-hmm. That's, basically her and Otto Hightower.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing left.
I've been waiting all day. I'll take anything. Scraps.
Oh, parading it right in front of them.
Got enough sheep for your dragons then, but none for us. Where's our meat? We want meat.
Anybody else thinking about the Goblin in Lord of the Rings?
Oh, no, I was thinking of how excited they were for me to attack.
The enemy without may be fought with swords. The enemy within is more insidious.
Why is this anger directed at us? It is Rhaenyra the Pretender who ordered the gullet closed and left them all to starve.
They still look to you to ensure their well-being. That is the burden of authority. But you should not go it alone. It does occur to me that your grace has yet to name a hand.
Oh, here we go.
I am happy to report that His Grace the King has regained consciousness this morning, if only for a few moments.
You said there was little hope.
He is stronger than I thought.
Oh, boy.
Aemond is not happy, it looks like.
Thank the gods.
Not happy news.
Somebody's going to get a pillow over their face.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's the...
That's his stomach.
Yeah.
Seaweed.
The seaweed they put on it, yeah.
I'll see my brother. Alone.
Looking a lot like his daddy.
I'll see my brother alone.
Oh,
God, that even hurts me. God.
My prince?
You're in the most capable hands, Your Grace.
The ball.
He left his marker.
Some of us must serve in smaller ways, even if they are not what we would choose for ourselves. Meaning no offense, None of this is your fault.
I want Mother.
Yes. I know it's difficult, but it...
Oh.
Ooh. All their sheep, livestock.
Oh,
there's a little
baby.
There is a large dragon in the Vale.
Rumour of it began shortly after the war, ranging more broadly for food, my maesters surmise. It is large and formidable, but alas wild.
Alas.
A wild dragon?
You know you're not fooling anyone. Lord Corlys has chosen to raise you up, to serve alongside him, and yet you still continue this subterfuge.
Oh, you see his color of his hair he's shaving off? That blonde hair.
Yep.
It was a bold attempt. I admire you for it. They say you struck Lord Bartimus today. The household is abuzz with it.
He had it coming.
He's lucky I did not have his tongue.
Oh.
The Lady Massaria.
Oh, I thought they were
My
going to say
queen?
Daemon has arrived.
Our gift is sent.
Who'd she find?
What gift?
It is hope for clouds over the Blackwater tonight.
Sent a cart full of lambs to parade through the city, piss people off.
And we got,
a gift for the...
Is that a gift for the people?
A gift for the people with her flag on it.
Yeah.
Boy, we're a little off with the lambs.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, though, to do, too. So. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Not a...
Bro gonna divvy it up, or is he gonna harvest it
That's
for
the thing.
himself?
But he's probably thinking, what if I'm caught with this? Oh, there's going to be a ton of them, right?
There's a few.
Yeah. Oh, you win the people.
Not an ounce of mold on any of that fruit
sent
and vegetables.
all those boats with all that food.
Yeah, and you're right about that.
Just remember, they were trying to look for the orange that had the least amount. Or I think that was an orange fruit.
You said it improved.
His Grace sleeps 9 hours of every 10. But he did open his eyes and speak, however briefly. His mending may be long and painful, but it is my sincere hope that his Grace will be spared.
And what will he be if he lives?
Good question.
My letters. To my father.
I have sent ravens again to Highgarden and to Old Town, and now to all the great houses in the Reach. There has been no word from Sir Otto, as of yet.
Don't tell me anything happened to him. Oh, wow.
Well, I mean, all things considered, he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Sister?
Quain, 'tis well that I found you. I wish to give you my blessing.
My thanks to the Queen Dowager.
Oh, you're not fooling him.
I've sent ravens to Highgarden and Old Town, but have had no reply.
I've had nothing, but neither have I sent any message. If he wrote letters, it would be to you. You're always his favorite.
Oh, wow.
He's stalwart, clever, as adept with his lute as he is with his sword, and a feature in the fancies of many a young lady, I'll wager. He's kind.
That's good.
Oh, you have a kind son.
Quality I found lacking in his brothers.
You did well to send him to ward. Yes, it seems the Red Keep, for all its privileges, may in fact be a less than salubrious environment for the forming of young men.
Salubrious.
Well, that's a word.
I must join Sir Criston. Wish us luck, sister.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. She wanted to come out there and talk to Sir Criston. Now she can't.
Well, this guy's out looking for food.
Oh.
You, where'd you get that food? Rhaenyra's ships. Ships? They came ashore in the middle of the night with gifts from the Queen. She thinks of us even now.
She thinks of us even now. Oh.
That's a big... it's one of the first times you get a view of how many houses and everything there is.
Your Graces, we must leave. Now.
Oh, boy.
Get the Queens to the wheelhouse! Mind your flanks. Keep moving. Just for your Grace.
Oh, they got tomatoes they can throw at her.
Fishes!
Oh, instead it was fish.
Oh, they're turning them.
Your Grace!
Oh, no.
For your Grace. Please, get up! No!
Oh! Oh, now everybody's going to see that.
They chopped his arm
Oh,
off.
they're losing the people. Oh, boy.
Oh,
wow.
My way!
Wow. Uh-oh. They're going to get overtaken, or...
Yeah, they are.
My Queen, this way! Inside!
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
That That's all it took. All they had to do was send a bunch of food, and they just turned them.
Oh boy.
She get cut there?
I don't know if she did she?
Or is that... Yeah,
she did get cut.
Yeah.
All it took is them sending a gift.
People will pity you, either behind your back or in your presence. And they will stare at you or turn away. And they will underestimate you. And this will be your advantage. No.
Wow.
Your brother rules in your place now, which means that your life is in danger. But I think you know that.
We all know that. Oh, man.
Is he trying to become Hand for him? Because he seemed sympathetic, but then he had that look at the end.
Well, yeah, he's relating to him, so because he knows that, Aegon will, hear it. Oh, Daemon again.
Lord Grover is dead. Young Oscar Tully is now Lord Paramount of the Riverlands.
What was the manner of Lord Grover's passing?
Well, he'd been ill, of course. Riverrun's maesters have been at their wits' end. Our own healer, Alice Rivers, volunteered her renowned skills. She plied her craft, but there was not more to be done.
Not more.
Oh, so.
Or did she go in and make sure?
Very convenient timing.
Yep.
Wow. We haven't seen this from him before, have we?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I'm just going to wait. It's my prediction. Yeah.
Are we thinking the same thing?
Are we going to get it this episode, though?
He's going to ride it.
No, not him. Oh. Oh, maybe.
He's going to ride it. Was that not what you were thinking?
I was thinking his brother, Alan.
No, he's going to ride it.
Yep, the
dragon's
going to recognize
They're going to end it right here.
He's not afraid. Look at him. Well, I mean, as unafraid as you can be. Oh, that's... See, I thought it would be his brother because he was cutting the hair off.
And as far as the gates of the Red Keep before they were turned away, it is as we hoped, a warning to the usurpers that you have strength beyond what they accredited.
I do not think I can win this war.
I think you are tired.
My own son questions my capabilities. He thinks I need Daemon at my side. Rhaenys and her dragon are dead. I have Syrax and 2 young beasts. We cannot take on Vhagar alone. And I have no army.
You have the Velaryon fleet and the men who fight in it.
It's not enough. And even if we somehow prevailed, how will I rule a kingdom when my own son doubts me?
You have me.
You have my thanks. Truly.
It was my father.
Oh, that did that.
I was still a child. He had his pleasure with me. World is cold and cruel, and there are few in it who are steadfast. You, I think, are steadfast. You have seen me as worthy, as an equal even. Because of that, I will serve you. I believe you are meant to be queen.
That's probably something Miss Sarah has never gotten before.
No.
I didn't expect this.
No. Phew. Things got real complicated.
Your Grace,
The dragon sea smoke has been sighted flying over Spicetown.
Yes, he does that.
From what we have heard, he has a rider.
Who?
Impossible to tell from the ground.
Oh!
The Greens?
I don't know who else it could be. Shall I summon your council?
No, she's just gonna go herself and see.
Oh no, if they think it's the Greens, are they gonna go after the dragon though?
No, she's gonna go look herself. See, that's how you gotta walk to your dragon.
Yeah. She walked with confidence and
and do your BMF walk.
Stone Cold Steve Austin fans know that.
They're gonna roll credits, aren't they? Yup, they're not gonna get it.
Oh, look at that.
This show.
Wow.
Oh, this show makes waiting for Sunday night so much fun, doesn't it, folks? Oh, I mean, what an episode. Geez, so much happened. Daemon still coming to grips with everything that he's done in a rather unique way. He's starting to lose his mind. I do think Alice is going to have way more impact with him. I mean, to the level of, well, we've kind of seen it through this episode. Everybody's kind of getting their own hand, if you will. You know, they're Aemond obviously wants Otto to be his hand. Aegon, I'm getting the vibe. I mean, he had Criston, but now I'm wondering if maybe Larys. That's only been a handful of episodes, right, guys? I should know them all by now. I'm wondering if that's going to become kind of his hand, the way that he was trying to empathize with them. Be like, hey, I've been there. I know what it's like. Your body's not going to do you any good. All you have left now is your mind. And then, obviously, pretty much, I mean, everybody else seems like they have a hand who's kind of advising them. And I find that really interesting. Okay, I'm just going to get the big news out of the way right off the bat. Alan's brother, I believe his name is Adam. Is he the one that's going to be, that Sea Smoke has chosen? Because I'm not 100% if he's Targaryen blood or not. Are we led to believe that he is because of with the connection with Rhaenys? I don't think there's a connection there. So again, I don't want to be spoiled. I just want to wait and find out on the next episode. But that was obviously the huge cliffhanger that they did indeed find a rider for Sea Smoke, which poor Lord Stefan, or Sir Stefan rather, he he couldn't be afraid, and he was walking in there like he didn't deserve it, and Sea Smoke could smell it on him. This guy, at first I was like, oh, this would be such a cool thing. I want to see this guy pull it off. You know, he was loyal.
Oh, I told you guys there's no way the first try. We were wishful thinking the first try. How can you blame us for that?
I mean, somebody's got to make a comedic animated something or other where it shows Rhaenyra just going through all these different guys.
Just this whole list of names, like crossing them out as they keep getting eaten.
But that was really interesting how they show that. And again, I just have to highlight this, that in the original Game of Thrones, we didn't see the dragons for a long time, and very sparingly when we did. And this, it's like we're just so spoiled because, I mean, who doesn't love dragons? I wanted to see more of the little dragon that the kids are playing with.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean,
he looked adorable.
Who doesn't want to see more of that?
I was waiting for him to fall over and stuff that little baby animals do.
On the serious note of things, it was absolutely insane when the royals were running out. When Alicent was running out and they were being mobbed by the people, and somebody went to grab her and he got his hand cut off, and that was just showing what happens, that Rhaenyra brought in all the food in there for these folks, and it's just like, look, if you can't win the people, you don't have a chance. And this is going to be so interesting going forward. I mean, they were in her city, they were yelling, long live Queen Rhaenyra, or whatever they were saying to that effect. Essentially, that's our queen. I mean, and ready to fully acknowledge her. So that was something. And then we have Aemond just essentially firing his mom from the council, being like, hey, you're out of here. That was, and it was, to me, what I wanted to talk about was not that he did it, but it was how he did it. It was just so matter-of-factly like, well, I don't need you here. You're dismissed.
No.
So that's, again, folks, so much stuff happened in this episode. I just can't wait to see where we go from here. And the huge tease at the end, you knew they weren't going to reveal who was actually riding Sea Smoke.
Yeah, that's the big thing I'm looking forward to. I mean, I'm 99.9% sure that it's Adam.
Just
of the
0.9, not 0.99, not 99.999.
Especially after that speech, that talk he had with Alan in the
Yeah,
house.
because he was like, oh, aren't you going to tell him and all this other stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it was funny, like we saw him running scared from, but then when he came face to face, you saw him like, you saw that kind of dissipate, and maybe that, like you said, the confidence and like, I mean, he smelled the blood maybe on him. I don't know, but I thought right there is where they're gonna end the episode, but then they went a little further, and I still like how they did that. But yeah, you were talking about Larys becoming the Hand. Like, he was even trying to tell him that, like, yeah, there's a battle out there, but there's also a battle within the walls, which is, a smart idea, because, like, the gift, and it kind of fooled us, don't know if it'll make the cut, kind of fooled us that we thought it was the lambs. Like, one of you guys said it.
Oh, I said it kind of jokingly. I figured they had mentioned that those were for the dragons.
Well, yeah, but they also said a gift, and you're like, was it the lambs? And I was like, but it made me think, I was like, that's not a bad idea, because it still would have pissed off the small folk, which it did, which the small folk is what they affectionately call them in here. But instead the gifts was even better. It was a bunch of food that, people are fighting for, but then it caused the small folk to revolt.
Kindness.
Yeah, and then once again, Alicent was smart. She's like, sheath your swords, because once the first, that first domino fell where they took off the hand, small folk were all over everyone, and they had to hightail it out of there. Those guards were getting taken out left and right. And then we saw that Aemond was pretty much ready, willing, and able to become a king. He sat down there, and like we talked about confidence with a dragon, well, he sat down like he had the confidence of a king. Like, we're doing this, and this. Mother, so long, you don't need you, Larys. Yeah, nice ideas you got there. Send for Otto Hightower for me. That's who I want as my hand.
Wouldn't he say to her, thank you for your service to the crown?
Yeah, something like that. You'll ever be known for your service to the crown, or something like that. Like, basically, like, I don't know if make the cut too, but he said that's basically your good luck on your future endeavors, which it pretty much was. And Sir Stefan, we hardly knew he. We were hoping you could train the dragon, but you didn't go out with confidence. And then you said, you had to say it, didn't you? You had to say it. I'm going to do this. Like, no! and, I mean, granted, they didn't have TV back then, right? But they might have had plays. Anytime you watch anything, and entertainment-wise, when they think they're going to be able to do it, that's when you know they ain't gonna do it. We've seen it time and time again. But yeah, this was a really fun episode, and this is setting us up for what, 2 more to go? This is gonna be huge.
Oh, that's it. There's only 8.
Well, yeah, there's 8 episodes. This was 6. Yeah.
Gosh, I didn't. For some reason, I thought there was more.
There's 7 and 8.
Oh,
yeah. There's something to really be said for watching these as they come out, as opposed to, kind of being able to just go back to back to back.
Binge watch them.
The anticipation. It's like every week it's such a huge event. And this was I think this is a big part with TV in general. And, when the original Game of Thrones came out, it was like an event, but like a global event for everybody, right? Like, we all know, everybody across the country, it drops at 8. We're all watching this story together. And look, this might sound like
Ballers was on at 9.
It might sound like a little bit cheesy, but it's like, it's something to bring everybody together. Like, a show is able to bring people together with like this common interest. And it's so this is what we do on this channel, right? We watch movies and TV shows, and we try to put together the best, content calendar that we can. And, we'll come in and watch a show, but it's like, there's always there's always a level of anticipation, but this is different. We're like, oh, it's Sunday night, sitting down with the boys to watch
Sunday night.
Is it ready to watch yet? Is it ready to watch yet? Refreshing.
The only thing I think is missing, I feel like this is such a big event. We should have like some popcorn and stuff, like to be eating.
Get your popcorn
maybe for episode 8.
They'd love to hear that in the mic. I'm sure.
Diamond Dave would really love the sound editing.
Lose it. But
Dynamite Dave would go
in
off.
any regard, I just want to bring that up because this show is, I just haven't gotten the feeling from it. When we've watched a lot of really great stuff, it's hard to get this kind of feeling with other other series and other shows. There's so much just plotting and scheming and mischievous backstabbing and dragons and fire and battles, and I just can't say enough about how much I love this show, especially after a break after Game of Thrones, and then controversial last few seasons of Game of Thrones, but this has just been so incredible. One of these guys touched on it. It's like everybody now is in these positions of high power, and they're all looking to people for advice. They need a shoulder to lean on. They need somebody to help support them, to guide them, or to counsel them. You need my help? No, I need your counsel.
I seek your counsel.
I seek your counsel. And it's interesting. It's interesting to see the direction that they go with that. Of course, we talked about Rhaenyra, kind of missing that the advice and kind of the different nature that she would get counsel from Rhaenys, another woman, and just looking for that advice that she's just not going to get from a guy who's like, we need to go to battle, like march.
They get slapped,
right? And Aemond is just he's very calculated with everything, right? He seems calculated, so he wants Otto Hightower, because Otto Hightower was a little bit of a schemer, but he was very calculated with things too. And you have Aegon, who's kind of just a little bit whatever, so it feels right that sleazy Lord Larys, although Lord Larys, he's remember when Aegon said in a previous episode, my father had no need for the Whisperers, but I like him, So, and then of course you have Daemon, who's kind of just weird and out there, and he's looking for some advice that's maybe a little bit unconventional. So it's really, really interesting the way they're pairing up the people who are in positions of power in this show with the people that they choose to help counsel them. And it's peak writing, right? And I know they're working off incredible source material, but we are living peak television right now with House of the Dragon. I'm super confused about Adam being the person to ride Sea Smoke. Now, in previous episodes, last episode, Rhaenyra talked about, what if it's somebody else who has Targaryen blood? Even if it's further down the bloodline,
thin as it may be,
is that? And then of course Jace brought up, what if it doesn't have to be a Targaryen at all?
Yeah, that was a good
What
point.
if it's just, hey, we want this, we want to write our names in the history books and say, well, if you want to ride a dragon, you have to be a Targaryen. So nobody else even tries. Nobody else tries to get that glory. And we know Corlys was married to Rhaenys, but and this is what I'm gathering from the shows, and this is what some people had said in previous episodes, is that what's being inferred here, I shouldn't say inferred, it's not really that subtle, is it? That Adam and Alan are both Corlys' sons, very potentially out of wedlock. We see that that happens in this show, and so he's not acknowledging them as his. Oh God, Jesus Christ, these guys!
Just keep going.
As
They
his son.
ignore us.
So this episode, we see Aaron. He's saying, "Look, I want you to be on the ship," And, he, of course, played back and forth. I found it very interesting that they showed him shaving his head later.
Yeah.
And it was that blonde hair. It was
Yeah.
like, if there was any question, they were showing that. But the brother had the dark hair, of course,
Well, you saw before that he was wearing something on his head too, as Corlys was talking.
Yeah,
So I thought, I don't remember. Let us know in the comments. Was he always wearing something on his head to be able to hide that?
I don't recall. But in any regard, so I find it very interesting because unless there's something I'm completely missing, which is
that can happen,
very feasible.
There's a lot here.
I don't know that Adam has any Targaryen blood, or if Sea Smoke just came eye to eye with him and smelled the bravery,
something.
And he had that confidence because he saw when they went eye to eye, it was just this moment there where he locked eyes, and you're essentially gonna potentially rewrite what they know about who is supposed to or who can be riding dragons here. Again, I could be completely missing something as far as Adam having some sort of Targaryen blood, but I thought that was really cool. My concern, okay, we know. Answer, cover your earmuffs. We know after watching Game of Thrones, there's keep your earmuffs. We spoiled it, but look, we're assuming the people that are watching this have seen Game of Thrones. So if you haven't seen Game of Thrones, spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I have my ears plugged. I can still hear you because you're
but
loud.
in any regard, we know that there wasn't any dragons. Khaleesi or Daenerys, she had the three what we thought were stones at the beginning, which ended up turning to being eggs. But so what we know is at some point between where we're at right now and Game of Thrones, all the dragons are gone. Now, I don't know the time gap between, are we going to get House of the Dragon season 3 and 4 and 5 where there's still dragons, or is it at some point, is it going to be the end of dragons? But I'm almost concerned that, and I could be way off here, I'm almost concerned that, Rhaenyra's out on Syrax and goes flying, and do we lose another dragon this fast? Is there some confusion of who's on the dragon? And the reason I say that is because the first thing they say is, it's somebody, it's somebody from the greenhouse, green flag, right? And I'm wondering if we don't lose Sea Smoke here. Inadvertently.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think she's gonna swoop in and see, and she's not gonna believe her eyes, and then they'll both come down, and she'll be like, "How did you do that?"
I hope that's the case. Well, and here's the interesting, and I think you're right. I think that's what's going to happen. I'm a little concerned again because about the timeline of when we unfortunately say goodbye to all the dragons, but. That creates this whole different dynamic because we still, if he's riding Sea Smoke, we still have 2 more. We still have Silverwing and Vermithor. And Vermithor, the largest, from what I understand, one of the largest and one of the oldest dragons, and potentially very powerful. But who do you? If it doesn't have to be somebody of Targaryen blood, and we see that Adam can ride it, well, then it opens up to anybody who can ride it. But who's gonna
take it?
Who's gonna step up to
Maybe
that?
It'll be
challenge?
what's his name? Hull, was it, or who was the guy that was grabbing the bag of food for his family that we've seen?
Man,
they've been showing him
a lot,
and I don't think it's just a story to show what the small people are going through. Hugh, I don't think he's there for that purpose. I think there's more to him that we're gonna see. And wasn't it interesting that Alan was telling Adam, man, you can't just wait for stuff to happen to you. You got to go out there and essentially make it happen.
So I am so I'm so invested. I'm so blown away by the writing of this show. I keep saying this show, this story, and because I don't want to take away from obviously the author. But the way they've adapted the book, I haven't read the book, so I don't know, how accurate the show is to the books. But I just can't say enough. And like I said, you guys know this is what we do. We watch a lot of film, we watch a lot of TV shows, and for me, I feel like I am in the middle live of just peak television, and I'm so pumped for the next 2 episodes, but at the same time. Like, do we know if a season 3 is back?
We can look, or if you guys know in the comments. I'm assuming it is a go, but I would be remiss too if we didn't that embrace between Mysaria and Rhaenyra right at the end too.
Yeah,
because we both had both of them were you know we've seen what's gone on in Mysaria's life, and like her to break the walls down and actually tell Rhaenyra where the scars this scar came from, and that there was another one, and for them to embrace like, whoa, where do we go from there? Because I mean, she has been basically her unofficial hand.
Yeah.
So this it's like, okay, wow, this was quite the
Okay, very good point, and I'm glad we touched on that. And I did want to mention a little bit because that was a really, really powerful scene where they were confiding in each other, and Mysaria, I mean, that's as personal of a story as it gets, and Mysaria confided in Rhaenyra for that. But I'm wondering if this isn't a setup, and granted we only have 2 episodes left, but I'm wondering if it isn't a setup for more conflict. What if at some point Daemon says he's going to come back and try to patch things up with Rhaenyra, and now you have something,
on this show, I'm sure it'll be fine. They'll make it work.
Well, and
Three of them?
the fun part is I wouldn't say fun part, but the other part is like Daemon kind of wronged both of them. He wronged obviously Rhaenyra, and then he wronged Mysaria because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, they were doing stuff in season 1 most of it. So like, that's a whole nother can of worms.
Well, that's why she made a point.
That's right. She knew all
Daemon, Daemon does stuff for himself. But I'm really curious to do if Daemon does come back, whether that is going to cause conflict between Mysaria and Rhaenyra, and now, this is the plotting.
That's as good as the anticipation of what could happen.
And
they do it.
Look,
and just real quick, I want to ask you before we put over the show again and how great it is, because we're running long. I want to ask you guys: has any of the schemes that Aemond's done, because he's been very direct with everything he's saying, has his schemes actually worked out? Because I'm trying to think, because I was replaying in my head when he was in the room there ordering everybody around. Has his stuff actually worked out?
I think it's too early to tell.
I mean,
I think maybe on the outside of the walls, because he had that plan set in for what ended up being the dragon fight. He had that plan, so it worked on the outside. But he's not like how Aegon started out, where he was more of a man of the people and wanted to say yes to the chickens, yes to this, yes to that, and then obviously that fell through because you need money and you need to feed the dragons. So I think inside the walls, it's not going to work inside but outside, I think as war prep and stuff like that will work, but I don't think, because I think he views the people honestly as beneath him, and what heart he did have is gone once Aegon humiliated him in front of the one thing that he was vulnerable.
I think it's chess versus checkers, man. So they took out the castle, which was the plan. When Rhaenys came out with Meleys, obviously Aemond Aegon was, that was unexpected, but he feels like he's moving all these pieces all over the board, but it feels like he's playing a little bit of checkers. This is the goal. That's what we're gonna do. This is the goal.
He's so confident with everything.
But the thing is he wants to bring in Otto Hightower. So Hightower comes back in. Hightower is going to tell him what's what and how to potentially proceed,
and maybe even smooth it out with the small folk, because Otto was always in 2-2 with that,
right? But it'll also look, there's so much conflict here. If Otto takes his position as hand,
who's his
but
daughter?
Then he's like, well, your daughter got booted from the council. I mean,
but so it's also his grandson as the king,
right? But so that's the thing, is there's so much story. That's the thing.
There's layers.
There is layers. Thank you, Answer. There's so many layers to this story, and they're all just stacked absolutely, for me, perfection. So I can't wait. 2 more episodes.
All right, there you have it. Hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed this as much as we did. So for Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course the Answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.